Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Nostalgia Train. Yes, it's your host Charlie. In this video, we're going to be talking about another wonderful movie that I love from the 80s. It's Willow, the 1988 movie. It was a mild success. It was a mild success. I really loved it as a kid. It was really entertaining. It was fun. It kind of had some nice maybe not intentional, but kind of has some nice biblical references in the film. It stars Val Kilmer. This was my very first Val Kilmer movie. I've not seen him in any movie before this, so this was my very first movie. Seeing Val in action, and of course, it was the '80s, and movies having to do with swords were still a thing. They kind of came back. So we had Conan the Destroyer, Conan the Barbarian. We had Beastmaster. So we had all these movies back then. So this was one of those towards the end of the decade that came out, and that I really 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 love, still love. And there was a series that came out a few like last year or so. That was like a direct sequel to this film. Although I didn't see that because I don't know, I wasn't sold on it on the premise anyway. So I didn't care to see that one, but this film I love. Well, the story goes in the film, there's a wicked queen, and there's a prophecy given that there's a child that will be born that will bring about the end of her reign, her reign of terror and all that. So she's sticking close to the prophecy, and because the child will be born, she now goes out and rounds up all the pregnant women in her kingdom and lock them in the dungeon so that, and in the prophecy, the child will be born with a birthmark that would indicate that this is the child, the prophesied child. So so she's gathered up all the pregnant women, and just to be sure. So her plan is to banish the baby from existence when the baby is born, so the baby doesn't fulfill the prophecy and bring about her end. So the baby is born, and the mother now convinces the midwife to take her baby and flee the kingdom, which she does. And the wicked queen finds out about it. Her name is Bravmora. So she sends her kind of like wolves after the midwife to kill her. Anyway, so the midwife now takes the baby and puts the baby like she's in the forest. She now takes the baby and puts the baby on like a pile of grass that was floating on the water. Kind of like the Bible story of Moses. Very similar to that. So she now pushes the baby downstream. So the wolves find the midwife and they kill her. So downstream, the baby ends up in this village of small people, and the children of the title character Willow, the lead actor, the title character of the movie Willow, his kids, they find the baby in the stream and they take the baby home. So he comes back and sees the baby, and based on the baby's size, he knows this is a regular size human's baby. So like the baby doesn't belong here, but the kids kind of like plead with him to allow them keep the baby, and she's like, no, okay, we'll discuss it. So there's a festival in the village, and those wolves that are looking for the baby now attack the village because like it can sense, can smell that the baby's there in the village. So it attacks the village, and the village hunters are able to kill the wolves. So they have a wizard, and he now detects that the wolves came because of a baby that is in their midst that doesn't belong there. So Willow now fesses up that yes, his kids found this baby and brings the baby. So they now task Willow and a few of the hunters to deliver the baby safely to the land of the regular-sized people, because otherwise there'll be more attacks. So he now takes a small expedition, and they go out, a small group, and they set out to deliver the baby. So they now run into Matt Morrigan, Val Kilmer's character, and he's in a cage. He's in a cage. He's in this crow cage or something like that, where you're in it and you can't escape it, and you essentially starve to death. So he now pleads with them to set him free, and that if they do, he'll take the baby off their hands and he'll raise the baby like his own. So Willow is like reluctant because he doesn't trust him, because he feels like he must have done something wrong to end up in that cage. So he's like not probably someone they can trust with the baby. But the rest of the crew, they decide to leave him and go back to the village, because they're like, this actually makes our job easier. The first regular sized human we've seen, and wants to take the baby, so let's give him the baby and let's go home. So they now leave him and go home. So he stays with the baby there. So eventually he now agrees to give Mad Morrigan the baby, and then he sets off. So shortly after he's left, he now saw that there are these small people, very small, and they've kidnapped the baby, and so he now has to go and find the baby. So he does, and they now kidnap him, which is kind of like a live action Gulliver's Travel moment, where he's not tied up, he's on the floor, and the little people are all like trying to drag him back to their little village. So it's kind of funny. So fairy now appears and sets him free, and now tells him that the child is prophesied to defeat the evil queen, and gives Willow a wand and tells him to find this sorceress who can face Mad Murder, assist the baby to defeat Mad Murder. So he now gets the baby, now sets off to find her. Then he now runs into Mad Morrigan, and just then when they come in contact again, the Wicked Queen has sent out her daughter and like her general in her army to go out and find the baby and bring the baby back, so she can wipe the baby, like banish the baby from existence with magic and all that. So she now they encountered Mad Morrigan, so they all had to like run from them. So they now end up in this castle, which is like abandoned, So Mad Morrigan now says, we have to make a stand because we can't outrun them, they're coming. So he now mans the defenses of the castle and tries to fight them off. So there's this small group of soldiers who are from another kingdom, because the Wicked Queen has been conquering kingdoms after kingdom. So this kingdom decides to send out an army to go and defeat the Wicked Queen before she has a chance to invade their kingdom. But they failed, and now a small group of them is returning back, defeated, and they now see Mad Morrigan trying to fend off these soldiers from the Wicked Queen. So they now join the battle. So the general now grabs hold of the baby during the fight and flees with the baby, escapes with the baby. Then the Wicked Queen's daughter now falls in love with Mad Morrigan. It's a long story, but they fall in love, and she now defects from her mother and decides to help Mad Morrigan and Willow to get the baby back. So they now find the sorceress that the fairy told Willow to find, to help him, to assist him, keep the baby safe and all. So, but Bermuda got to her like some way back and turned her into an animal. But she can speak, but she's so she's like either. So when they run into her, she's like a rabbit or something. So with the wand, she now tries to get Willow to turn her back into her human form. But since he's not familiar with magic and all that, he's finding it difficult. So he turns her into like from a rabbit to a donkey to different animals. So like every time they're always interrupted whenever he tries to complete the process. So anyway, so they now go with her to the Wicked Queen's castle to confront her to get the baby back. So just when they get there, the sorceress now tells Willow like, we need a protection spell because she's gonna use magic and defeat them. So defeat us. So we need to protect ourselves. Like Willow and the sorceress. So she's like, we need to protect ourselves. So the army is outside. Mad Morrigan is like leading the army. They're like, give us back the baby, or we're gonna invade your castle, and we're gonna defeat you and all that. So the Wicked Queen now comes like, okay, what's all this ruckus? So she now sees that an army has gathered and they're threatening to invade her castle, and she's like, yeah, right. So she now puts a spell on them and turns all of them into pigs, so including her daughter, because she sees her daughter there, that she's turned to the other side. So she now also puts a spell on her daughter, turns her into a pig. So while that's going on, Willow is casting a protection spell, protecting himself and the sorceress from also being turned into pigs. So after the process, after she's done turning them all into pigs, Then Willow now continues the process of turning the female sorceress into a human being, and finally he succeeds. So she now takes the wand and now starts to turn all the pigs back into soldiers. So eventually they now trick the queen into lowering the entrance of her castle. There was a trick they deployed on her, and it was successful. So they were able to invade the castle. So there was a battle going on. So the daughter and Willow and the female, the sorceress, they now decide to go and confront the queen, because she now starts the ritual to banish the baby from existence. So she now starts the process. So the three of them now try to take her on, but she's so powerful. Even the female sorceress is unable to take her down. So she defeats her daughter. So Willow has been practicing a little bit of like magic tricks, like you watch in shows. So he got hold of the baby from the sacrificial table where the baby was laying down. So he now got hold of the baby while the daughter and the sorceress were engaging the wicked queen. So he got hold of the baby, was trying to run out of that sacrificial room, when the wicked queen now sees that the other two were distracting her so that Willow could get the baby. So she now uses the magic to shut the door before Willow could run out the room. So he now does like a magic trick and makes the baby vanish from his arms, and now tells her you're defeated. The baby has been, I've used my magic power to transport her to somewhere safe, so you never get your hands on her, and she's gonna grow up, she's gonna defeat you. So she now gets angry and decides to cast a spell on Willow, but accidentally she now completes the ritual she was performing on the baby to banish the baby from existence, now banished herself from existence. So that was how she ended up defeating herself. So that's how she met her demise. So of course the soldiers defeated her army, and so now there's peace. So and Morrigan and the daughter of the wicked queen now get married, and they now take the baby. Said they're gonna raise her as their own. So Willow now got to go back to his people, and got to live happily ever after. So that's how the movie goes. So it's very, very good. If you have not seen Willow, check the movie out. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's lovely. You enjoy it. So that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed the video, please like my video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.